Previously on Crisis of Infinite Podcast.
Jersey, I swear to God, if you betray us one more time, will be the last. I will tell them your secret. I will tell them that you're secretly Mark's brother.
Whoa! What?
I don't want
I need you to cut,
him.
Nathan. I need you to cut the blue wire.
They're all blue wires!
Okay, but seriously, folks, last time we were talking about Avengers Infinity War, and we were just talking about the whole plot of the movie.
Yeah, we're doing the entire plot.
Yeah, and well, first of all, I'm gonna get this out of the way real quick. I didn't really explain why I related to the Hulk, and I also I'm also one of my favorite heroes is the Punisher. And the reason why I like the Punisher is because there's just some people in this world who deserve what comes to them in the end. And I'm sure Jersey can agree with me on that.
I could actually relate to it, what with Trump's America and people seeming to take joy in immigrants being separated from families.
Oh, hey, hot takes.
My favorite politics.
Can we not make this political?
Yeah.
Please.
Hey, Jersey.
Please.
Renee, can you just cut that entire part? We'll just start off from the beginning. Okay, so last time...
And so going back to the Hulk, like Brian's story, I too was bullied, but when I fought back, I was basically made the enemy, and there was people that I trusted, but they turned their back on me, and I just came to the logic that people basically suck, except for you guys. Not you, Jersey.
Why do you keep him around then?
For my amusement.
Oh.
Kind of makes me think. I think there was an animated GIF from Lilo and Stitch where, the bully girl with the glasses.
Yeah.
She said something mean to Lilo, and Lilo was about to punch her lights out, but Stitch held her back yeah. And then she added, "You'll never be like your mom." And they both gasped, and Stitch is like, "Okay." And let's go up Lilo and takes pictures.
Oh my God,
That's a good movie.
Yeah. I thought, I know in the animated series, didn't they become friends later on? Or were they still rivals?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I only
don't know.
watched a handful of
Back to
it.
Marvel.
I only saw the anime afterwards.
Yeah.
Back to Marvel.
Okay. So where we last left off on the plot of the movie, the Avengers went to Wakanda to seek help from Black Panther because he had the technology necessary to remove one of the Infinity Stones that was stuck in the Vision's head.
At me. And we also got to see that Bucky had been recovering in Wakanda for some time. Mm-hmm. And since they knew something big was going to go down, they gave Bucky a new arm.
Yep.
It wasn't really that great of an arm, though. It didn't shoot lasers or do anything cool like that
Oh
one
boy,
dude.
Irrelevant.
another broken white boy to fix.
But it certainly came in handy.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, and then what happened?
Well,
What
they
happened
go
after
Wakanda,
that?
they go and introduce all the characters from Black Panther that you all know and love.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, we're opening up ourselves up to the world. We thought that, they made a little joke about Starbucks and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they're starting to work on Vision and what's her name? Little
His
girl?
sister?
Yeah, it's
Siri, I believe.
No, it's Shuri.
Shuri, sorry.
Sure, yeah.
So Cherry goes and is all yo, you made this robot all wrong. Why are you all stupid? Y'all stupid? Hey, Tony Stark. Hey, Bruce Banner. You're stupid. I would have made this better. Y'all stupid.
Tony Stark wasn't there. He was on.
Yeah, but he was telling him he was stupid.
Oh.
Well, I mean, they kind of Frankensteined him together when they made it.
Yeah, they kind
Yeah.
of were doing a rush job anyway.
Yeah, even Vision's why didn't you do that?
We were under pressure. There was a giant.
Dude, we kind of had a bit of a timetable.
When you don't go and complain that there's duct tape on it when it works.
And to be fair, we were trying to destroy you. But yeah,
I mean, one of the components of Vision was literally Thor coming out of nowhere, bring my monster to life.
Well, in the comics, he was actually made from parts of the original Android Human Torch.
Oh, really?
And brain patterns of Wonder Man. But
Who's Wonder Man?
A character who will never appear on screen.
Yep.
Yep.
Pretty
It is-
much.
pretty much. Yeah.
Wonder Man sounds like someone like that you would see. That sounds like an NES game made by like Namco that nobody ever talks about, and it has really bad gameplay, but like the third level has decent music.
It also sounds like one of those cartoon superheroes that you hear from the cartoon you're watching.
Oh yeah, like Rocco would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go watch the new Wonder Man." That's a really bad name. I'm sorry to all three of
And
Wonder
Heifer
Man.
be like, what? The
Gaze-
poor man's version of really, really big man?
Gaze into my nipples of the future.
Oh, God.
Where was
no.
really, really big man in this movie? He would have fixed this all and like lickety split.
Yeah.
There's no need for Thanos when he's around.
I'm still waiting for really, really big man versus the Crimson Chin.
Oh, my God. Yes.
I'm not as much as I love Big Man. I think the Crimson Chin has it.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right. So back on topic.
Meanwhile,
In
what was
space.
it? Yeah, in space. Iron Man, Spider-Man,
Doctor
and
Strange.
Doctor Strange.
and the cape.
Oh no, wait.
Okay.
Oh no, wait. Didn't Nebula escape? Did we talk about Nebula escaping?
We did talk about her getting tortured, and then when Thanos took Gamora to that planet that the Red Skull was on.
They had
To
the
get the
fun
Soul
road.
Stone?
They had the fun road trip.
Yeah. But she died.
Father-daughter bonding time.
Yeah, you gotta get that in.
Yeah.
Then I made the Pokemon joke that Mark didn't like. It was a good time. Remember? It wasn't like it was like 4 months ago or whatever. Anyways, but yeah. So back in space, we got those three, and they're
So
like,
they end up trying to land on an unknown planet,
Oh, the planet.
which turned out to be Titan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thanos' homeworld.
They tried to land, keyword tried, and crashed.
Yep.
Whereupon they
Hey,
whereupon
any
they
landing you can walk away from is a good one.
okay, Launchpad.
whereupon they landed whereupon they ended up meeting up with the Guardians of the Galaxy, who thought they were working for Thanos, and they thought the Guardians were working with Thanos because they never met before.
Yeah.
So we have them all in like a Mexican standoff.
Well, they like fight for a little bit, and like Spider-Man's freaking out because Mantis is like around. He's like, she's got like eggs in my brain. And you have like and it's actually pretty fun. Like you see
And
them kind of like go against each other, and it's kind of interesting to see Star
Well, I
Lord's
mean,
tech.
it's not like that hasn't happened to him
Star-Lord-
in the comics.
Yeah.
Star-Lord's like, I'm gonna ask you only once, where is Gamora? And Iron Man's like, okay, first, who are you? Second, who's Gamora?
No, he said, I'll do you one better. Who is Gamora? And then Drax butts in, I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
But then they all become friends thanks to the power of Jesus.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ unites them all under the same flag, and then they go and decide to all work together to fight Thanos. You're mad because it's true.
No, it's because of the jokes that we do for Jersey. That's why he's laughing.
I love the stare he's giving you.
Yeah, I know, it's great. Because he knows I'm only technically right, which is the best kind of right.
All right, so...
So they were basically unified in their hatred for Thanos.
Yeah.
Basically.
And
Their
then
love of
didn't
Jesus.
Doctor Strange like use his time stone to check like all these alternate futures to see like where they're successful?
Meanwhile, Tony and Peter Quill are trying to come up with a good plan to stop Thanos right then and there, because they know he's gonna come for the time stone that Doctor Strange has. It was one thing I love about these Marvel movies is seeing how the characters play off of each other. Like, you see Star-Lord being a dick to Tony, which, to be honest, is a dick in and of himself, but it's like Tony is looking at a mirror at a dumber version of himself.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's always been a big part of pretty much any kind of shared, big universe, is seeing all these different characters play off each other. That's part of what makes Justice League so interesting when it's actually done right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the...
When it's a cartoon.
Yeah, and that's one of the best things about this is because we already know these characters so well. It's interesting to see how they react to each other, especially since a lot of them are really big egos. Like you have Strange, Stark, and Star-Lord, who are they're all like, they're very much the dominant ones in their groups, and then like when they're all clashing against each other, it's pretty interesting to watch. and see who
I like
says what.
I like how Drax tried to justify Star-Lord's credibility. It's like, tell him about the dance-off to save the universe. and Peter's like, no. And Spider-Man chimes in like, what? You mean like Footloose? And Star-Lord's like, exactly. Tell me, is it still the best movie in the world? It never really was.
I am getting a bit sick of Peter referencing 80s movies.
Yeah, me too.
It's one thing for him to reference 80s sci-fi movies, but Footloose feels like it's something way out of his wheelhouse.
I don't know. There was that one episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender that was pretty much Footloose, and so if you watch
I
it,
remember that one.
yeah, it literally is just
Yeah.
Footloose. So I could just assume.
Are you talking about not the Sage Play episode, are you?
No,
No.
I'm talking about the one where they're like,
No, the one where they
No.
have the underground dance.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I
the-
never really watched Avatar. Sorry, guys.
it's fine.
Okay.
I need to finish it.
Shame!
I need
Shame!
to finish that series.
Yo, Nathan, I have the DVDs. You want to borrow them, bro?
I have the DVDs too.
Well, then fucking watch it. Anyways,
I will when you watch Voltron.
I watched up to season
So-
3.
Okay, so after they have their little comedic moment, didn't Strange do something with the time stone to see
Yes.
Oh yes, he
Yeah,
saw
'cause
into every foreseeable future, except the future where he could have just opened up a portal and cut off Thanos' arm. And
No, I'm
sending-
pretty sure he saw that. I'm pretty sure he saw
Yeah,
that too.
Now
but-
he's referencing how it should have ended.
I know.
Oh,
but
I did not see that.
No, I don't think they actually.
they haven't
hadn't
released
yet.
how it should have ended yet. It was a comic. It was a
Oh,
comic he saw.
okay.
Anyway, the number
'Cause George is
of
not original.
the number of foreseeable scenarios that Doctor Strange had seen was 14,600,005.
Wow, I'm amazed that you remember
Christ.
that.
Never tell me the odds.
I saw it again. I saw it again with my brother and sister.
Oh, that's
Oh.
great.
Nice.
And they asked how many scenarios did we win, and there was just a pregnant pause.
One.
Never tell me the odds.
And so after that, didn't Thanos actually show up?
Well,
let's-
eventually,
let's just talk about
but
the
we're
Thor
going,
part.
but we're going back to Wakanda.
Uh-huh.
They're doing the thing with Vision, and then we see Thanos' forces coming down.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and the guy that looks like the Green Goblin comes in and tries to stop the procedure.
Yeah, and he's all-
Not quite yet. He still needed to get through the shield.
Yeah, no, they
Oh, yeah, they
come
had
down
those-
and they have the
those
big
bug people.
the aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Black Panther gathers up the Avengers, gives Captain America his shield. Bucky grabs his. They are all armed to the teeth. Surprisingly, Bruce Banner had gotten his hands on the Hulk Buster.
Yep. Because he's
Cut
having
me.
erectile Hulk function.
Yeah.
What? He made that joke first.
And of course, and when the armies all met up, we hear the faint chant, "Bassa! Ooh, ooh, ooh! Bassa! Ooh, ooh, ooh! Come on, guys! Bassa! Ooh, ooh, ooh!" Oh my God! Can we just agree that Manape was one of the best characters in Black
Yes.
Panther?
yeah, he was pretty great.
Oh gosh! And all the while, when we went to go see the movie, we're like, okay, what are we going to expect in Black Panther? For sure, we're not going to see Manape because that's
And we
that's
did.
really insensitive. That's really racially insensitive.
No, he
and
was
then we
there.
see him. He's actually very well
But they,
portrayed.
but they never really called him Manape.
Yeah,
only
they just called him by his name, Umbaku.
Yeah, they didn't go and say, "Oh, look, it's Manape, our
But we know-
favorite friend."
But we know it's Manape.
Yeah, and not mayonnaise.
And it's actually really interesting to see this villain turned into like an ally.
Yeah.
well, if Black Panther goes
He
down.
never really even was a villain, though. He had one part where he challenged for control, but beyond that, he never really did anything I would classify as villainous.
Yeah, because in the comics he's a villain, but in the movie he's more like a rival.
In the comics, does he have that sweet lair that you're totally jealous of, Mark? Man, when I saw that lair, I was like, man, I bet Mark's sitting there. He's just like, man, I want that lair. That's my home right there.
Okay.
Mark's making sounds like that beaver from Donkey Kong Country.
But yeah, they meet up with the other members of the Black Hand on the other side of their dome shield that's preventing them from entering Wakanda. They exchange threats, and I find Black Panther's line very, very foretelling. Now, let's see. What was it that he said?
How old are those notes?
Thanos will only find dust and blood here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Which, given context, we'll
I get
we'll
it.
get to it.
Yep.
We'll get to it.
Uh-huh.
And to that, the Black Hand respond, we have blood to spare. And they release all of the jobbers. The spider
Yeah, those,
alien
Yep. The crab people.
crab people.
Those things from the Justice League movie.
AKA
And
the new Skrulls.
New Skrulls.
They might as well just be the Skrulls from the Avengers again.
Oh, you mean the Chitauri?
Chitauri, yeah.
Yeah. So So they are. So you see these things just throwing themselves at the barriers, killing each other and themselves, trying to get through, and we see them try to go around it. So to prevent them from going around it and surrounding the entire kingdom, they opened up a small port section of the barrier to allow them in, so they can fight them.
Well, also, wasn't it that they discovered that if enough of them just keep bashing their heads on it, they'll make small holes and eventually...
Yeah, if they keep clawing, eventually a few of them will get in, and if, there's enough of them around the city clawing their way in, it's like, you can't spread the army around the entire barrier.
Yeah, so why not just funnel them all in and just, take them out like that?
300
Exactly.
method, basically.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But-
And
yeah,
meanwhile, back on Titan,
Doesn't Thanos show
Wait,
up yet?
didn't we do the part with Thor and the star and Peter Dinklage?
Oh, yeah, we did that.
Okay, we did
We did. We mentioned the giant midget. We mentioned how they had to
Forge
start
the hammer, yeah.
forge
and I
the
made
new hammer.
I made a joke about Ford being a promoter for Sunny D.
Oh yeah, he was powered by the sun. Okay, so yeah. Meanwhile,
I
back
thought
in
Solaire
space,
was the default promoter for Sunny D.
well, sometimes.
So on Titan, does Thanos show up yet?
Yes.
All right.
Thanos shows up. He has a word with Doctor Strange, and he basically gives a small brief of what Titan used to look like.
Yeah.
Because you look at Titan now, it's a
Wasteland.
complete apocalyptic wasteland.
It's like going to Winslow, Arizona. It's just sad and depressing, and you're like, oh, all they have here is that one Eagles song that nobody likes.
Thanos then uses the Reality Stone to show what exactly
Titan
used to look like, and it was like
It looked alright.
it looked basically like a
What you would expect.
what you
right?
would
know,
expect
it reminded
Utopia
me-
to look like.
You know that one, in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, that one planet where Rocket and Star-Lord and everyone just kind of meets up?
You mean the one Thanos destroyed off scene to get the Power Stone?
I don't think it was that one, but it was the one with the fountain and all that stuff. You know the place.
Yeah, what the
it's
chase with
same
Gamora?
place.
Yeah.
It's the same place. It's the same place they ended up on.
Yeah, anyways, it kind of looked like that. It kind of looked like that before it got all dead.
Yeah. And basically, Thanos said that at the time, his planet was suffering through overpopulation, and resources were scarce, and he was actually the one to propose an undiscriminated, controlled genocide. Just half of the entire planet's population killed to preserve resources. They, of course, denied his request, saying that it was insane, and they tried to find another solution. And of course, they couldn't find another solution, and the planet fell into turmoil.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was actually interesting. Thanos actually let them try and find another solution, and they failed.
Yeah.
So
And so he was just more like, hey, that didn't work. I should have pushed it more. If we would have just listened to me, it probably would have worked. Personally, my theory is that he probably proposed that, and then, probably they were okay with it, and then when he was like, nah, anyone can die, then probably the people who were a little higher up were like...
the rich, the poor, the middleman.
Yeah, everyone.
Anyone.
Yeah, and then they were probably just like, I don't know about this plan if I can die. I mean, I'm fine with the poor people dying, but I can imagine that kind of
So
scenario.
Thanos
happening.
lived in America?
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah. So then he just shows up, and then the battle starts, and they start punching each other in the face, and they start doing all.
So-
Yeah,
these
it was a
flips
whole
and-
sneak. It was a whole sneak attack while Doctor Strange is distracting.
Yeah, the whole effects that they did with Doctor Strange looked amazing. Like with the whole.
This is what a magic battle should look
Yeah.
like. You look at magic battles like in Lord of the Rings with Gandalf and Saruman. You're like, they're just waving their sticks and they're just flying everywhere. Where's the magic?
I think the worst example of a magic battle has to be Harry Potter. It's just two people holding their sticks and beams
like-
shoot out of them.
They're just having a PP contest.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, but with Doctor Strange, the visuals just looked amazing. Like with the whole like, where he like has all these multiple arms coming out of him, like some Hindu god.
Yeah, the action was instantaneous.
That's way
Iron Man threw an entire like satellite or something on top of Thanos.
Oh yeah, but then Thanos did him one better. He uses the Power Stone.
Oh,
Yeah.
are we sure we got to that yet? Because, we should mention about how they almost succeeded.
Oh yeah.
We'll
let's
get there.
Let's just talk
Yeah,
about
We'll
I
get
thi-
there.
I
We'll
think-
get
let's just
there.
talk about the fight.
We'll get there.
Yeah,
We'll
I
just
think-
talk about the fights going on Titan
Yeah.
and on Wakanda.
Yeah, I think what I said. I think that does happen after.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah. So
So should we cut back to Wakanda? Or?
No, just talk about the Thanos fight more. So like Spider-Man, just cause Portal jumps, he's just like Portal kick, magic kick, Tornado Jones.
Tornado Jones.
He goes and
Drax got a few hits in with his knife.
he
Yeah.
goes and hits him in the back of the shin.
Drax
Spider-Man.
actually got to do something.
Yeah. Good job, Drax. You did something.
Yeah.
Here's a cookie.
So
But
but
yeah.
didn't Strange actually got to hold Thanos with the ribbons, the crimson bands of Cyttorak?
Yeah.
Yes.
And did Thanos break free? Or
No.
Oh, well, in the comics, he's strong enough to break 3.
Well, he
Well, I
was.
mean, he broke free
I
at the
really
very
liked
end.
how the cloak of levitation wrapped around Thanos' hand, so he couldn't use the
The gauntlet.
Infinity
Yeah.
Stones.
And so
And he's just constantly ripping it, trying to rip it from his grip.
yeah, and so they actually got a hold of him, and then they say, "All right, Quill, now's your chance." And then he's like, "Well, I want to know where Gamora is."
And also Mantis is on his head.
Well, no, first,
yeah.
first he starts being egotist and taunting Thanos about how they won.
And Mantis at the time is trying to pacify him, using her powers.
Yeah.
And then Star-Lord starts acting like a dick and tries to gouge information on where Gamora is.
Yeah.
And
And Thanos like,
Thanos is actually very reluctant, and we hear Mantis saying what he's feeling:
Oh, I think
extreme grief, regret, and all that stuff. Mourning.
I think Nebula was there too.
No,
yeah.
Did
Oh
she
yeah,
really?
Nebula did show up.
yeah, she did.
Oh yeah,
show up
Nebula
there
did show
somehow.
up
I
with
forget
the
how.
other Guardians too.
I don't remember that.
Nebula did show up with the other Guardians. I forgot about that. But
But yeah, from then on, because Star Lord's
Or-
emotions got the better of him when he learned the
Like,
truth.
she did.
wait me. And
My
and
sister.
he even asked Thanos why he would do such a thing, and his response was, "I had no choice."
Yeah, he wouldn't take my Pokemon game, so I had to go and kill the only other thing I loved.
There's nothing I can do.
Nothing I can do.
And Star-Lord and we have seen Star-Lord act like this before when a loved one is involved. He is a very emotionally driven
Yeah.
character, so I can't fault him for what he did in this movie.
Yeah,
Because back in the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie, when he found out who his father was and found out his whole plan, he was on board. And then until he found out that his father
Killed his own
had
mom?
killed his own mother because he was afraid
Which
of
was
getting too
incredibly,
close.
which was incredibly stupid, by the way.
Yes.
The way that
And-
was revealed was incredibly stupid.
I know, but I loved how his instant reaction was to pull his pistols out and just shoot him.
Yeah, he looked like he was just in literal ribbons when he just was done with them. So you can tell that.
However, that what became the best scene in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 ended up being end up being a very bad moment in Infinity War.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone's hating hard on Star-Lord, especially
don't
my
hate him.
sister and
I
Sal.
don't hate
I don't hate him.
I don't hate him because, like I said, we've seen how he is when it comes to people he loves, and just
But even like
I can't fault him for his actions, even though I really disagree with what he did.
Yeah.
yeah. But,
So like Thanos breaks free, and then
And the worst part is, Spider-Man had gotten the gauntlet off to his fingertips before Thanos just grabbed it and pulled it back.
Yeah.
so close. Yeah, but here's what happens next. So it's up to Tony to stop Thanos, but I forgot how the fight went. I don't know if Tony had like some if he did like some. Oh, he had these drones that came out, right? Or was that during the first fight?
No, that was
Nano machines.
yeah,
Nano machines, son.
He went all nano machine. That was actually really cool. When
Yeah.
he was just like busting everything out. You could see like. You
If
could see
only
like,
he had the proton cannon.
yeah, if only he had
And-
the proton cannon. But like literally, you could see like he was like pulling because like the nano machines like reform or whatever.
Yeah.
You could see like he was using every little bit. Like he was like, oh, there's like parts of exposed suit right here, man.
Not only that, this is very, very personal for Tony Stark because Thanos has been haunting him with that vision for years.
Yeah, because he
now.
says, "How do you know who I am, Thanos?" He's all like, "My curse is not just knowledge," or he said something like that. Like he said, "I'm cursed with knowledge."
Which seems odd. Wasn't that vision given to him by Scarlet Witch?
Scarlet Witch or Loki? Which one?
I mean, during Iron Man 3?
No.
Oh, Avengers 2.
Yeah, that was given to him by Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, probably.
So how the hell does that kind of?
But didn't he also have that kind of problem in the first Avengers? Like he was all
Well,
worried
maybe it
about
was
that?
the attack in New York. Well, maybe it was the
I
attack
didn't
in
know
New
he
York.
didn't know anything about Thanos. Didn't he get a silhouette of Thanos during the Scarlet Witch thing?
No, he just saw like the Chitauri like invading Earth and like his comrades dead.
Yeah, and you know that freaked him out. And
So this was very personal for him, and at some point he did manage to get Thanos down to one knee, and Thanos puts his face up, and you see this little speckle of blood, and I love that quote. The entire time they were fighting Thanos, and he says this, "All that for a drop of blood."
And then this is what Thanos does. He raises his gauntlet, the Power Stone lights up, you see a big moon in the sky, and he just throws it at Tony.
I was like, isn't that the Hulk special from Marvel vs.
The
Capcom?
Gamma Crush.
Why he goes and beats up Hulk and steals his moves? What a jerk.
Well, I mean, if you can't banish someone to the moon, you bring the moon to them.
I'm just saying he needed to use more bubbles. I mean, we'll get the
So anyways, Tony actually survives that encounter. But what happens is that...
No, not this one.
What?
Continue.
All right. And so Tony gets back up, but I think he tries to stab Thanos.
With a nanomachine sword.
Yeah, but...
Thanos breaks it and
then
impales him.
Yep. And the look on your face, Anthony. Yeah.
It's like, man, Robert Downey Jr. really wanted out of that
Yeah,
contract,
he
didn't he?
does.
Yeah, and then Thanos says, "I hope they remember you."
No, he said, "You fought me. You fought bravely. You are worthy of being a hero among your people. I hope they remember you."
Yeah, so
And before he could finish him off, Doctor Strange.
gives him the time stone.
And he's all like, "Hey, I'll trade you, Mr. Stark, for this shiny rock."
Yeah, and because he had no other choice, because they're like, "We're beat. We got nothing else to do." And so Thanos takes the time stone. He just says, "One left to go."
Oh yeah, Doctor Strange is like, man, I just gotta give up this shiny rock and I get a man slave. That's genius.
And
You owe me, Stark.
and so
And
yeah,
so-
Spider-Man goes up to Tony, like thinks he's dying. Nope. Tony just sprays some coolant on his wound. Better like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I did hear some kid in the audience tell his dad, "I love you, Daddy," because I guess he thought Iron Man died or something.
Oh,
All right. So back at Wakanda,
I
shit's
love
going
you,
crazy.
cold, unfeeling robot arm.
Shit's going really, really crazy in Wakanda right now. We have Falcon and War Machine flying around, blasting any enemy they can. We have a good standoff between the female member of the Black Hand fighting Black Widow and who was the captain of the Wakandan army?
I forget her name.
I forgot her name, but
Spear
Michonne?
chick.
what?
I call her Michonne because I know her from The Walking Dead.
Oh, well, she's the name of the soldiers are called the Doraj Mahal. I forgot, but I forgot her name. I know it's not Shuri. She's just the captain of the elite soldiers for Black Panther.
Yeah, that lady's cool though.
Yeah.
Cap and Bucky's fighting side by side. Black Panther doing his thing with the whole getting hit a bunch and then using the Force to like repel the enemies.
And then Bruce with the Hulkbuster.
Bruce has a surprisingly fast learning curve when it comes to the Hulkbuster.
Yeah.
And then we see the big guy who's as big as the real Hulk coming at him and beating on Bruce so bad.
Yeah.
And Banner keeps trying to like get in.
Hulk out, but Hulk just shouts,
Hulk out
"No!"
the Hawk. Yeah. Hulk refuses to come out.
Yeah. And he's all like, "Come on, Hulk, you big green asshole."
Hulk got ass kicked. Hulk big wussy.
Hulk need to watch Downton Abbey with ice cream.
because you would think after a defeat like that, Hulk would have just gotten even angrier, but no, he's actually pretty much scared of Thanos and his goons.
Because he's never been defeated like that. He was humiliated.
Yeah.
Hulk wet nappy.
Like when he was fighting the Abomination in the Incredible Hulk, it was not a one-sided battle.
Yeah, because like he actually had something to fight for though, because it was to save the life of Betty.
Which was written out of the MCU.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Now it's just him and Black Widow.
For some reason.
Hulk underwear used to be white. Now they're yellow.
Too much information, man.
So
you are too much
Bruce
information,
actually
man.
does beat the big guy, but using his brains instead of brawn.
Yep.
Yeah, he goes and puts him to a rocket and shoots him all the way to the barrier, and he's like, "Hey, can you open that barrier real quick?" Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Scarlet Witch is in the tower with Shuri. Shuri's operating as fast as she could to remove the Mind Stone, and Scarlet Witch is on standby because she's the only one capable of destroying it. But she's looking at the battle going on, and there are too many people, so she joins the fray. And now you see a 4-way fight. A 3-to-1 fight between that one chick in the black hand with Black Widow, the captain of the Wakandan army, and Scarlet Witch. And she gets run over by one of the vehicles. the black hand chick.
Yeah, they just toss her up and they're like, "Hey, can you run one of those things?" "Oh, thank you."
And so, when did they get outnumbered exactly?
I don't remember, but at some point they get outnumbered, and then the Deus Ex Machina appears.
Thor shows up.
Thor, accompanied by
Groot and Rocket. With his new hammer, Stormbreaker.
Oh, yeah.
Here I come to save the day.
Plus the
Pretty much.
music. Just my,
Oh my
God.
Yes, and so we have all these crazy things going on.
Bruce tells him, "Oh, you're so screwed now."
Oh, you guys are so screwed now.
You guys are so dead. You are deader than before.
And I assume it's been a while since they've seen Thor, because
And they're like, "Oh, Thor, you have a nice haircut." And he's like, "Oh, really? This, it's
He's
just
all like,
nothing,
and I like your beard.
I like it. I like a beard.
Yeah.
This is and these are my friends, the raccoon and the tree.
Yeah,
And the tree, while impaling a whole line of armies, just turns to Steve and goes, "I am Groot."
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I also
am
like
Steve.
when Rocket is
cute.
with Bucky.
Oh yeah.
How
they're
much
just-
for the arm?
Yeah,
No. He
beat
said, "How
up.
much for the gun?" Not for saying, "Okay, how much for the arm?"
Right before that they were just shooting every last bullet they had, and Bucky just picks up Raccoon by the back, and they just started spraying
they went
in a
Reaper style
swirling
on that.
pirouette.
Yeah.
And then Rocket
The
goes, "Hey, how
hills
much for
are
the gun?
alive."
Not for sale. Okay, how much for the arm?"
Yeah.
And Bucky just looks down and goes, walks off, and Rock is like, "Oh, I'm gonna get that arm." Hey, if he managed to get that eye for Thor, he'll get the arm.
Yeah.
But-
And so they actually defeat everybody, but then Thanos shows up.
No, they didn't beat the Green Goblin.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't. We didn't go over that part.
No, wait. I think they
So there's
knew
a-
that Scarlet Witch would
Yeah,
be
that's-
away,
then that's
and
when-
then that's when the other guy came.
Yeah, that's when the Green
Oh.
Goblin showed up,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Join me, Vision. We will rule this world." And then like they go over and they go into like this weird church area, and then like the Vision's all like, "I'll never defeat you. I'm not gonna beat you." And then like, the
Anthony,
Green
you're
Goblin's
playing this up a
pretending to
lot.
be like hurt. He's like, don't hurt me,
Brian, is
Vision.
there any way
I'm
to
your,
stop him when he's like
I'm
this?
your friend." And so like
his
then
head no.
Vision's like, "Okay, I'll spare you." And then like the glider comes behind Vision, and then Vision's like, "Oh no, I just saw that coming, man. I got the vision." And so it just impales the Goblin, and the Goblin's just like, "Don't tell Harry." And then he just dies, and it's really sad.
Okay, that's not what really happened, everybody.
He got impaled. That's all that happened.
Yeah, he got impaled by his own blade, but not with
Which,
the glider.
from his glider, and the blade on his glider.
Yeah, I know, but it was his scythe. But I forgot who stabbed him. Was it Cat?
No, it was Vision.
Yeah, Vision. Yeah, Vision fought.
Okay.
Vision fought back. He got off the operating table, fought back. They got him into the forest, and Vision ended up saving Wanda. And it's now far too late to complete the operation. So he tries to get Wanda to destroy the stone and himself. Thanos shows up.
And he's all like, "Hey guys, what's up? What's going on here? Oh, hey, that's cute."
And no matter
Boof.
how many-
Oh, hey, that's cute. Boof.
And no matter how many times the heroes had tried to stop him, he kept using the Infinity Gauntlet to warp reality and
Yeah, he just pushed everyone
and
aside.
push everyone aside.
He was just done for the day. He was done.
Yep. And
Man, I have dealt with too much shit today. I just want to get my last Pokestone and leave.
And that
Yeah, and so like he is like just tossing everybody out of the way, and like Bruce is all like, "Come on, Hulk, come on!" And then Hulk just still refuses to come out. Yeah. And so what happens?
Falcon and War Machine are shot out of the air. They're just everybody's just getting bodied, and
Yeah.
I don't know what Black Widow was trying to do, but
I'm not useless. I'm not useless.
So this was the plan to stop Thanos. They had no choice but to sacrifice the Vision. So Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, uses all of her magic powers to basically like destroy the gem along with Vision.
which sucks because they had a thing going for each other.
Yeah, but then Thanos says, "A brave effort,
Oh.
but foolish."
And I
Yeah,
said,
he was like,
nope,
"Oh."
I'm going to hit the rewind
Yeah,
button.
he was just like, "Oh, wouldn't it? That sucks.
I know what
Looks
it's like.
I lost. Oops,
I know what it's
no.
like. I know what it's like. I think he said, "I know what it's like to sacrifice the life of a loved one."
Ooh.
And then he uses the time stone
Yep.
to bring Vision back to life, just so he can kill him again.
Yep.
Well, time to Prince of Persia this shit.
Yeah.
And interesting.
But right before all hope is lost, the bladed side of Thor's new hammer comes down and strikes Thanos in the chest.
Yep.
The day is saved.
Yeah, but fun thing. When the Vision died, his body like turned all white. In the comics, he actually did have that form.
I thought it turned more gray than it
Yeah,
did
but in the
white.
comics, he had like this weird like diamond like white form, kind of like a ghost. And the Russo said, "Oh, like they might bring him back in that form. I don't know." But anyways, yeah. So the day is supposedly saved, but Thanos, with his last word, says,
You
should have gone
for
the
my
head."
nuts, my big fat nuts. You should have went for those. And then he just goes and goes south.
And so he says you should have gone for the head, and yep, snapped his fingers.
Yep.
Big flash of white. You see
And
him,
we
a
see
vision
this
of him.
vision of him in this.
weird, like
Large-
orange lake or whatever. He doesn't have the gauntlet anymore. He's looking around and he sees his daughter Gamora as a child still.
As a child, basically, I think that's how he still sees Gamora.
Yeah.
To which Gamora asked him if he finally did it.
Yeah, and he said yes, and he says, what did it cost you? He said, everything.
And then we flash back to reality, and we see the gauntlet just smoldering, smoking.
Yeah, because it took a lot of power to do
Yeah.
that. Even when if it was just a simple snap.
Yeah, the gauntlet was like, "Don't
And
ask me to
Thor-
do anything ever again."
And Thor, freaking out, just kept trying to ask Thanos, "What did you do? What did you do?" And Thanos teleported out of there.
Yeah, and
And
one by one, everybody is like disappearing into dust.
Well, not everybody, but
Okay, half of everybody.
Half of everyone in the universe.
And
is
you
now
look at it,
dead.
you were just what?
Yeah, that's because our friend went and told me that the snap wasn't gonna happen. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I mean, they wouldn't do that. And then she was like, yeah, they wouldn't do that. And I was like, yeah, they're not going to do that. And then they did that.
In the comic, it wasn't in the comics. It was instantaneous.
Yeah.
This one took its time
Yeah.
Well, you
to
know,
really let everything
well,
sink
you know,
in.
well, everything's got to load in. You know, you got to load in all those new. You got to go and load out all those new characters you're
so
deleting.
now,
I know. I mean, that's a lot of data.
now
to dump
let
all
us
at
go-
once, man.
let us go over the kill count. So Loki, dead.
Heimdall.
Vision, Gamora, dead. Vision, dead. And now, after Thanos snapped his fingers, Bucky, Falcon,
Groot.
Groot.
No.
Yeah, Groot
Oh
died.
yeah. Groot did die.
Yeah. Also,
died.
the
Groot?
Russo said this.
Well, pretty much
Scarlet
all
Witch?
the Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah, except
died
for- except for Rocket.
And then back on Titan, Drax, Mantis, Star-Lord,
Everybody
Doctor
except
Strange.
everybody except Tony and Rocket, basically,
And Nebula.
and Nebula. Yeah.
And even Spidey.
and even Marvel's most popular,
Yeah.
most relatable character,
Drax.
Spider-Man.
I don't find him
Drax.
relatable in this version though, at all.
Yeah,
to the kids,
you're right.
to the kids,
I like him.
and
And he
No, even
told-
as a
my
kid,
God.
I wouldn't have found this.
it was pretty
very
damn
relatable.
emotional. He cries to Tony saying, "I don't want to go. I feel sick."
That's
Can we
because
just
that's
agree
because
that-
Spider Sense was telling him he was going to die.
can we just agree that Spider-Man's strongest superpower in this universe is reminding the audience that he's a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, reminding him he's a kid. Yeah.
And so, like, I heard that the Russo said that Groot's last words
Oh yeah,
to
Black
Rocket,
Panther also dead.
and I think didn't his
I
sister
think that got
get erased
I
too,
think that
or,
got
or the captain?
No, the captain and his sister are all right. M'Baku is just like completely stunned because he's seeing half of his army dying too,
Yeah.
and he's still alive. And I think it hit my sister when Black Panther died because he found the captain and he's like, "This is no place to die here," as he faded into dust.
Not my husbando.
Yeah.
You know, and kind of made me sad with Bucky dying, but hey, at least Rocket can get that arm back.
Yeah.
No, the arm
Oh, yeah, it
disintegrated
did.
too.
Yeah.
Wait, what the hell does the arm disintegrate?
I don't know, but I really felt really bad for Rocket because he's seeing his best friend die again.
The messed up part is that the Russos confirmed that Groot's last words to Rocket was, I
Daddy?
think, yep, Dad.
It's like, Dad. Then he just disappears.
Yeah, like he called Rocket his dad. That is sad. God. And so after half of the universe gets erased, Thanos just arrives on this random planet, just looks at the sunset.
holding his chest wound. We're looking at the sunset with a smile on his face.
And
like,
then-
He's like, you
it's
know
a
what?
job well done.
It's like, you know what? I got an idea.
I'm
gonna be
buy
a farmer.
I should buy a boat now.
He just opens up like a Playboy and just like, yep. Gonna have a good night tonight.
Oh no,
meme
wait.
now?
Oh no, wait.
Can't use the gauntlet though.
Oh no,
It's gonna
wait.
fall
All
apart.
the chicks are dead now.
But like
Well, make Thanos out of
But
farm.
and then
yeah.
credits.
yeah, but like every other Marvel movie out there, there's always an end credit scene. So you hear voices, and it turns out to be Samuel Jackson and Maria Hill.
Nick Fury and who is she?
The actress? Oh,
No.
Maria Hill?
No.
She's like the second in command.
I know. What's her name?
Oh, her actress?
No, the
Oh,
character.
Maria Hill.
Okay, Maria Hill. So Nick Fury and Maria Hill are just trying to monitor where all the other heroes are. And then they hear about what's going on in Wakanda, and we're about to go into action until a car just abruptly stops in front of them. They get into an accident. They try to go help the person in the car. They're not there, and they see the whole world fall around them. We see
like
helicopters
just
falling,
crashing in the
people
sky.
People in the streets disappearing. And Maria Hill disappears, and in a last-ditch effort, you see Nick Fury try to call someone on his phone,
and then he's disappearing, and his last words were "mother."
Yeah.
and
And it took a while for the signal to like zoom in, like, "Oh my God, who is it? Who is it?" And then you see the symbol.
then we see a star symbol with red and blue, and we're like, Captain Marvel.
Yep.
You know, she might be dead too.
Nah.
She's probably okay.
She's confirmed to be in part 2.
Nah, she's probably okay.
All right, so that was the movie.
Oh yeah, and then they also said Thanos will return instead of
Thanos will return.
he did come back.
All right, so,
My sister was so mad at the ending of that movie and she was ranting and ranting and ranting and meanwhile my brother and I were like, "You wanted to see this movie," and she's like, "No, this is not how it's supposed to end." And then she gave me the nickname Nathanos.
So, are we actually going to talk about the movie instead of just doing a synopsis now?
yeah, so like,
All
Well,
right.
we probably have some time.
now we're gonna
All
talk
right.
about
Yeah, we got time.
final verdict and where would you rank it?
I'm not good with ranking, so this is a question for you guys.
I'd say so far this is Marvel's best.
Yeah,
It took
I
a lot
would
of
too.
balls to kill off beloved characters.
It took a lot of balls to kill off beloved characters, and it took a lot of balls to make this cinematic universe possible.
Yeah,
Because
it
they
was
knew
the darkest movie ever.
they knew the financial risk. They knew the financial risk when they started it with Iron Man.
Yeah. Plus, I think the whole reason why Hulk wasn't in that movie, not just because he pussed out, but because of budget reasons, because all that CGI just went to Thanos and his minions.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you would say definitely it's the best. 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100.
Yep.
1,000.
And this is just part 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Joycey, what did you think of it?
I was just completely devastated.
Me too.
And
Like
I-
right when the credits started, all of us in unison were like, "What?"
I,
Well,
I'm like, that's it.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, this was a very ballsy move, but at the same time, I mean, I think a lot of us kind of walked out of like, wow, I can't believe they did that, followed immediately by, I wonder how they're going to bring them back in the sequel, because we all know they're going to.
Because we all know they're going to come back.
Yeah, we
they
all
announced
know.
it.
But there's a
They
video-
announced a sequel for Spider-Man. They announced a third
For Black-
installment for Guardians
and a
of the
second Black
Galaxy,
Panther.
a second Black Panther movie.
Yeah, it's like we know they're not staying.
I
dead.
know.
They're not
but-
stay- they're
but-
not gonna stay
But
dead.
then there's like people saying, "Oh no, they're gonna stay dead,"
No,
which is
we
bull.
know. We know how this
Have you
stuff
read a
works.
comic book before, people?
And I
Have you
mean-
ever read a comic
And I
book
mean,
before?
here's the thing. This is something that somebody pointed out in a forum, and I like it. For a lot of us, this is a interesting moment in a, wow, I can't believe they did that. Now how are they going to bring them back? But for a lot of little kids, this is kind of like seeing
Optimus
G1,
Prime.
see G1 Optimus
Yeah.
Prime dying.
Yeah, I have a
Yes.
friend who on his he's a social worker and he works with orphans. And for his birthday, he was like, "Oh, you know, that'd be cool if we went and all saw this movie together." And
Oh, God.
my friend isn't the most. He isn't the most positive
Brightest.
person. No, he wasn't. No, he didn't know that it ended that way.
Oh.
So he went in blind and he took all these little orphans to go. This is all real, by the way. He went and took it with all these little orphans, and he was just like, you know what? Tonight was like the best night I've ever had. I got to see a real good movie, and I got to ruin the childhood of like at least 6 orphans. This is amazing.
Yeah. Also, Anthony, I think during the Gamora scene, I think I saw you shed a tear.
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
I was sleepy because it was boring. It's
Sure.
a boring part.
But
My
yeah,
Green Wild
Come on,
Blue is
you
dead.
were hyped when you saw Red Skull.
Yeah, it was all like, cool, there's a Nazi here.
You were hyped when you saw not Hugh Weaving
yeah,
yeah,
or
I was-
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, I was really happy that also Green Goblin was there. I was like, yeah.
yeah. So you were right,
was
Jersey.
all like, "Arr."
It left me devastated too. I never been this stunned since after playing Arkham City.
Man, I was so devastated that I went home and still fed that sense of despair by listening to that Godzilla.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that
Yes!
song fits so
Have
well.
you heard that? Oh wait, you went to see Shin Godzilla with us, right?
Yeah, you know the part with the atomic breath scene, the epic music with
If I die in this
that
world.
music fits so well with the ending of Avengers: Infinity War.
I know. Okay, people. If by some miracle you are listening to us talking about this on this podcast on YouTube, here is your homework. I want you to take clips of Avengers: Infinity War and and match it to the tune of Shin Godzilla's "Who Will Know."
Tragedy.
Tragedy.
I don't know. I think I was more stunned by the end of Akame ga Kill.
I have never seen it.
Oh, I seen it.
I didn't finish it. I was too angry about like certain things that happened in it. Just stay on the island, man. Why didn't he just stay on the island? It was a strategic move to stay on the island. Just stay on the island. Anyways, I thought it was pretty good, but I saw it. How many times have you guys seen it?
I've only seen it
Twice.
once.
Yeah, I've only seen it once. I would like to see a second time
I've already seen it
Already
twice.
seen it twice?
to get the details.
I've only seen it 1.5 times, but the half time I saw it, it was at a drive-in in Kansas City, Missouri, and it was not good to watch at the drive-in, mostly because like the screen was not that well lit up, so it was hard to see things. Though it was kind of fun to see it with my family because none of them know shit. And they were just like, Anthony, who is this one? What does this one do?
I think that goes for most of our family.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
It was actually kind of funny though because my brother was just over it and he was like, "Hey, we're leaving. The movie. I can't see the movie. It sucks."
And like I
And
said,
my mom was just really mad because she was like, "Dang it!" After Anthony ever explained everything of us actually getting into this movie, we're just around the part where Peter Dinklage showed up and like Thanos explained his whole thing, and they were actually getting into it. So that was kind of cool to see. But seeing it in theaters, it was a lot of fun, especially with you guys. Do you guys have any theaters experience?
just me calling over to the other side of the road where Mark was sitting and saying, "Mark, this is gonna be one hell of a podcast."
Yeah, I mean, we had to break it up into 2 parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like how the movie is going to be.
Hey, we need that ad revenue, man.
Yeah. So, since we already talked about the final verdict and where we rank it, how about like the future theories and ideas that we have for like the next movie as well as other movies that are coming out, or what
Or
you would
like the
to
future,
see?
or like the future of the Marvel MCU, or like the future of the Marvel MCU, and where will they go after Infinity War?
Yeah.
No, imagine how awesome
we're
it would
probably
be.
never gonna see Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man ever again.
Yeah, but I really wish they could have done an Iron Man
Or Hulk.
4 because
I wish Ed Norton had still played Bruce Banner.
I actually like Mark Ruffalo.
I
I
love
love-
Ruffalo too, but
Mark
I wish
Ruffalo,
they would.
I love.
I actually like Mark Ruffalo too, but I wish they would have still kept Ed Norton, if only for continuity's sake.
Yeah, I like Ruffalo more because he's just like so kind of he's wimpy and kind of like weird, but at the same time he kind of has like this mysterious kind of thing going on with him where you kind of don't always know what's going on with him, and I kind of like that element of him.
I've seen concept art for Avengers 4 where like you see Thanos still with the gauntlet, but he has like a double-edged sword for some reason. Maybe it's because I guess he needs some other weapon besides the gauntlet because it took its toll with the whole big snap.
Yeah.
But with Hulk, he's wearing like this purple jumpsuit. It looks kind of like Black Panther's outfit. And some people think that he's actually going to be like merged with Banner like Professor Hulk.
How much do you guys want to bet that General Ross survived?
Oh.
Wait, is that the douche who was all like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, you guys are all criminals. I'll round you all up and throw you in jail."
Well, I mean,
Yep.
that's something I wanted to bring up too. It's like,
Kind of sounded like Fuzzy from Powerpuff Girls.
it's kind of sad how like Falcon and War Machine just like kind of don't matter in like this entire thing.
Yeah.
Like they could be cut out of the MCU entirely and it wouldn't make a difference.
But I like those characters.
They can be good characters, but like almost nothing is done with them really.
Yeah.
Well, Falcon got to shine in Winter Soldier.
Yeah, he did. But who's going to
A little bit, yeah.
who's going to replace Cap? Is it going to be Falcon or Bucky?
It's me.
It's gonna be Bucky. They haven't built up Falcon enough to warrant him taking over.
No, I do not think so. I think Bucky is going to stay behind in Wakanda and become the White Wolf. Because they call him the White Wolf.
That's just a name, though. I mean,
Yeah,
just
I think that was
because they
just
call
fan
someone
service, like to throw it out there for people. I mean,
is
as
the White
much
Wolf
as I
anyway?
love,
The White Wolf was an order of like elite guards in Wakanda.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like a villain that Black Panther punches in the face a couple times.
I think he is a villain.
I think the White Wolf is like an anti-hero. After T'Challa got to power, he disbanded the White Wolf, but his adopted brother, who was like one of the leading members of the White Wolf, still continued to do whatever it takes to defend Wakanda.
I think it'd be cool if they like brought back a bunch of people who died, like Killmonger.
I heard
And,
that.
like-
I heard that they might do that, but I doubt it.
No, don't bring back Killmonger. His death was glorious.
Yeah.
It was great, but I also just like him a whole
I mean,
lot.
he was a good villain, but
And let's not forget the Super Saiyan armor he sported.
yeah.
Well, no, he was full anime. I mean, he was in that museum, and he was all like, "These look like bleach masks. I'm gonna take this
Yeah.
one." And then he was all like, oh, "I'm gonna go and use 2 swords like the guy from Sword Art Online, and then I'm just gonna go and."
Put
dare
Vegeta
you.
armor on.
How dare you
Hey,
Sword Art
he likes
Online.
it. Well,
Yeah, Jersey
yeah,
likes it.
he's a villain, so you know he would obviously like bad shows.
Okay.
That's why he also likes Bleach. Next movie he comes up, he has a corgi in one arm and a straw hat. Yeah, it's great.
Alright, so
How
Well,
dare
then he
you
needs to
bring?
get a- he
How
needs to get
dare
a
you
metal
bring
arm.
Cowboy Bebop down to that level, Anthony? How fucking dare you?
Well, I
He also needs
brought-
to get a metal arm as well.
Yeah, he'll go and have Shuri go and make him a Full Metal Alchemist arm.
What's next? The bounty on his head will be $60 billion double dollars.
No, it'll be 1.5 billion berries.
So I was gonna say, as much as I love the MCU, I feel like there are some little flaws. Like I feel like certain things that they're doing are just fan service because, like, I just wish that we've got like an Iron Man 4 already because there was that short film about the Mandarin where we find out he actually exists and is real. And then with the whole Red Skull thing, I hope that's just not fan service because I would love to see an Avengers movie where like they fight the Masters of Evil, where it's all their arch enemies together to fight the Avengers.
So wait, they do have a Legion of Doom?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh man, did they get to hang out in a sweet Darth? They could literally hang out in a sweet Darth Vader helmet for reals because it's owned by Disney. They could just ape DC
Well,
and
I
just
mean,
leave a Darth
thing
Vader
is-
helmet.
Disney tends to kind of just jettison any plot lines or characters that don't really hit the way that they want to. Like Iron Man 2, there was a lot of plot lines that seemed to be going on with that, and then after that didn't do so well.
They had to
kinda
establish
just-
War Machine, Nick Fury, Black Widow, and they had to give Whiplash something to do.
Yeah.
But like they kind of build up this thing going on with Tony's dad, but then that's really not ever brought up again.
Well,
Yeah, that
he
plot's
learned to
kinda
appreciate his
abandoned.
dad a little bit more. And
Yeah.
then in 3, he got all... and then like in...
And then 3 was about his ego.
Yeah. I said 3, I meant Civil War. Like, he was just like, I really like my dad now, guys, so I'm going to go beat up Bookie. Though that scene is a lot funnier when you just imagine that Bucky instead, like, went and just ate the last ice cream sandwich but didn't throw out the box, and Tony's really mad at him for that.
What?
It's when you watch that movie, when you watch Civil War like 12 times, more than 12 times, more like 24 times in different languages, you go and start making up weird things, man.
Okay.
It's a good movie though.
It is.
One thing I want for the future, I do not want Captain Marvel to be the problem solver.
Yeah, that's what me and Brian were talking about on the way here.
Yeah, that's something that people are worried about because it's already come out. They've said that A, she's going to be the most powerful Avenger, ever, and B, she is going to take over as the leader. So, there is that worry that she could just come in and it's just like, oh, Captain Marvel, come in, beat up Thanos and save the day.
Yeah. Here's how I would want it to end. I would want I first of all, I want Hulk to actually come out, but like I want him to
He's
go
coming out.
World Breaker Hulk. Like something triggers him to go that way. Like maybe Thanos like kills Black Widow in front of him, or like tells him about, oh, like I also erased someone else you loved, and it happened to be Betty, and then Hulk just wails on him, and like the team is trying to hold him back, but like no, like he's too much for them. But like for the final kill, I think it should go like this. Like I think Drax should get the final kill, so that way he can avenge his family. But here's how it would pull out. Like, what if Thor actually does like the same mistake twice, and Thanos says, "Oh, you made the same mistake twice." Says, "No, I actually aimed for the head. What do you mean?" And then Drax just like stabs Thanos through the skull.
I would like it if Nebula got like helped with that.
Yeah.
I'd actually like it if Squirrel Girl jumped in.
No, Squirrel
I
can only get kills
I
off
would
screen. Don't
love,
you know how it works?
I would love to see Squirrel Girl be the problem solver. I would love to see that. But it's never going to happen because, A, Squirrel Girl... Nobody knows who Squirrel Girl
she's
is.
getting more
and she
popular.
is going to get... And the critics are going to bash the movie if that happens. And 2, she is a mutant. And mutants are owned by Fox.
Well, they're getting them back.
Yeah.
Hopefully, but that's what I want to
No,
see.
they're getting them back.
But that's what I would definitely love to see in the future is X-Men and Fantastic Four coming back home.
You know what I would really love to see, Mark?
What?
If the Skrulls were voiced by Mr. Big Head. Like, exclusively all the Skrulls were voiced and sounded
By
like
Charlie Adler.
Yeah, that'd be the best.
But
Please do that.
You know what? If they ever do a Squirrel Girl movie, I wonder if they would get Tara Strong because she did a great voice for her in the Marvel game.
I don't know. I don't know. Isn't she like in her mid-30s now?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna
Well,
look that up for you.
speaking of Squirrel Girl, I think she is having like her own TV show, like on a streaming service or something, with the New Warriors or something.
Please tell me she doesn't get with Wolverine.
No, it's
Well,
not.
Wolverine wasn't
that.
part of the New Warriors.
Okay. Because there was a thing in the comics that said that they did cross paths and they never talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
He was really drunk that night.
Tara Strong is 45 years old. You
Oh,
can't really.
wow.
You cannot
So-
build a franchise off of that.
I'm sorry.
Ben Affleck would
I'm
beg to
sorry, Miss
disagree.
Strong. I'm sorry, Miss Strong. You do a good Raven. You do a good Twilight. You do a good
She does
Bubbles. You do a lot of stuff. But I'm
Raven
sorry.
is the only voice where you can't tell it's her. Like, I love Tara Strong, but she is not good at disguising her voice.
Well, like until I knew that Timmy Turner was Tara Strong, you know.
Really?
Well, but I mean, like, once you
Or
know
Baby
Tara, once you know Tara Strong does any of the voices, like any other time you hear her, you can almost always tell that it's her, except for Raven. Raven was like the one time where it's like, oh, that's Tara Strong.
Well, until you get inside Raven's head. And you listen to all the other facets of Raven.
Yeah, some of those other ones you could tell it was her.
Yeah.
So, anyways, my ideas for like other Marvel movies is that, well, here's how I wanted Hulk's story arc to end. Is that like he does go world breaker and it gets the attention of Ross, and like he basically throws Hulk in prison.
You're not gonna get the ending you want, dude. I'm calling it now. You're not gonna get the
Well,
ending.
it's
Same here.
probably going to be fan service. It's not going to lead up to a sequel. It's just probably just going to be fan service, where like he's in prison and then he's locked up with Abomination and the Leader.
I still don't think you're gonna get even that.
Nope.
I don't even. You're probably not
I
even gonna
think
get
they
what.
abandoned all hope for bringing the leader in.
dream.
Yeah, but I don't think you're even gonna get like any kind of a world breaker thing.
Oh.
I also, if they do get me, when they do get the Fantastic Four and the X-Men back, for future installments, if they do go with Secret War, if they ever introduce the Fantastic Four, the first thing they should do is make a
put
Doctor
Hulk
Doom movie.
into a suit.
Well,
The only thing I
CG.
want, out of a Fantastic Four movie, I want a good Fantastic Four movie while Stan Lee is still alive.
Yeah.
Yes. While Stan Lee is still alive, like I said, they should start it with Doctor Doom first.
Well, Fox did try to do that.
No.
Doctor Doom movie. I don't know if they're going to still go with it or not.
I think you can
No,
do a
I think you should start with the Mole Man. Honestly, start with something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Start with
think
something
you
kinda
can do
weird,
a.
and then build up to
Doctor Doom.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you can do a Fantastic Four movie without Doom as the main villain in the first movie and have Doom be kind of built a little bit in the background. Like, if I were to do a Fantastic Four movie, the first villain I would use someone from the Negative Zone.
Oh,
You
like
know,
Annihilus?
have it tie in with the accident.
Yeah.
All right.
And have someone from the Negative Zone
All right,
be
the
the
negative-
villain like Annihilus.
Okay, Annihilus sounds good.
Annihilus
Sounds good.
plus like some kind of army of
And how would
things
you?
from the Negative Zone.
And how would you introduce Latveria?
You do it like you do it like you did with Wakanda. You
Yeah,
just
that works.
You just bring it up in the background in some random, just go and like throw it in some movie somewhere.
Like,
Or like Wakanda comes out and Latvaria's like, we exist too.
yeah, like you just don't toss it out in some throwaway lines. So that way people know it's like, oh, it's in the back of their brain.
Or like Wakanda had like relations with Latveria in the
No,
past.
not that. No, I'm saying you literally like Wakanda was literally thrown out in like a line randomly. It wasn't brought up until like it wasn't like a major thing for a while. They so you just do the same thing with Latveria. Like you have like Tony Stark. He's like, oh, I have a meeting in Latveria next week or something like that. Just something stupid that lets people know, hey, it exists. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
the way I would do Doom is you have Victor working with Reed and the government on whatever the interdimensional portal thing, and Victor gets upset when Reed basically rewrites all of his work and gets super pissed and just takes off. You build up Victor as solely as the type of character he is during the first quarter of the movie, and then he splits and you don't see him again until the sequel where he's started to become Doom and is ruling over Latveria.
Yeah, that works.
Or have that be the after credit scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can work. After credits, you see him traveling. To...
And how would you have him don the mask? Because in the comics he had gotten like a scar.
Yeah, from the experiment that he tried to work on.
Yeah, then just make it
And that
the
and
part of the
even-
dimensional experiment.
The scar wasn't all that bad. I think the scar added character. It's when he took the molten mask and put it to his face.
Yeah.
That I was like, man, I knew
I just
you were
wanted to use that
a
annoying
vain
attack
character.
that he uses in Marvel
Yeah.
vs. Capcom where he jumps and he
Damn.
shoots that laser and you
I
get hit
would
by it.
play it as the scar is not too bad, but Doom believes it is.
Yeah,
I
it
would
damaged more of his ego than it did his actual physical appearance.
there's a good example. There's a Batman the Animated Series episode where they're fighting some.
Calendar Girl?
Was it Calendar Girl? Where she's getting back at the makeup industry for. dumping
Yeah,
her.
her.
Yeah, and at the end of the episode, like she wears a mask throughout the entire thing. At the end of the episode, when she's being hauled off to jail, they take the mask off because obviously that's not allowed. And you see her face, and Barbara, who's looking up from the roof, she's beautiful. Like her face is flawless. And Batman says she can't see that. All she can see is the imperfections. So you do that with Doom. You do he's got a scar, but it's not bad. But Doom sees it as absolutely.
As a blemish.
Well, you can
hideous.
and plus, you can go and do the whole Reed Richards thing where he thinks that he looks at it and is reminded of Reed, and
Yeah,
so
you
he
can
doesn't
do
worry
that
about
too.
it. Freaking Richard. So what else are we gonna talk about, Mark?
Well, I wanted to talk about my idea for an Iron Man 4, even though it may not happen.
Go make it up.
No, it's
Tell us.
not going to happen.
Tell us about
Downey's
it, Mark.
contract is up.
Tell us about
All
it,
right.
Mark.
Here's how they can introduce the real Mandarin. What if, without him being a racial stereotype?
I want him to be racist.
They did mention that he is this warrior king who's ruled for centuries or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What if he was raised by the Ancient One? The master of Doctor Strange. And so, what if they build him as a Sinestro type of Ra's al Ghul type of character?
Racist Al Ghul, yeah.
Speaking of Doctor Strange, what will become of that one guy who?
Yeah, are we ever getting that sequel?
Mordo?
Yeah, whatever happened to Mordo?
Well, he
He's
actually does
basically
become
he does
become a villain in the comics.
Well, yeah, but I
know.
mean that movie.
And they pretty much established him becoming a villain at the end credits.
Yeah, but I mean we haven't heard anything about that sequel, and it's been a couple of years
Yeah.
now.
So going back to my theory or idea or whatever is that yeah, he gets raised by the Ancient One and is like the most favored student, but becomes jealous because basically I guess they have these artifacts that are too powerful to be used, which happen to be the Ten Rings. But he goes against his master's wishes, and then he takes them from them, and then like he basically brainwashes everybody, saying like, oh, like your master's been holding back on you, like these rings are like the ultimate power, and I know how to use them, and like becomes like a martyr or a messiah religious figure, and that's how the terrorist organization forms. And I just want Fin Fang Foom to be in a Marvel movie, even if it's not tied into Iron Man. Because I mean, if we can get Godzilla and Smog and King Ghidorah, why not Fin Fang Foom?
Something that I just thought of, and something that actually kind of makes me worried about the future. Marvel is very likely going to get back Fantastic Four and X-Men, and they are now going to have access to X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man, two of which are considered their biggest properties, one of which can be a universe in and of itself. I am worried that we are not going to see any more small-time heroes brought to the big time.
Yeah.
Because they can totally just now rely on Spider-Man, X-Men, Black Panther, and whatever Avengers they want to throw in a new Avengers movie.
Yeah, maybe.
That isn't my concern too. I felt that way with DC. Even with DC's animated straight-to-DVD films, they rely on the big hitters and not the underdogs like Sandman or Question
Or Black Lightning.
or
Well,
Black
even-
Lightning or
even,
even Etrigan.
Yeah, Black Lightning does have a live action show though.
Yeah, it's doing pretty well.
Yeah,
so
it's
not
good. It's a
that-
good show.
Yeah.
Well, even not counting, you were naming off pretty obscure characters, but like they rarely even go as deep as Green Arrow. Outside of Arrow, there was not a single Green Arrow animated show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he barely showed up on Justice League. He would just be a bit player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like he was in Smallville for a bit, but then he got his own show. And also going back to Marvel, will they do anything with Zemo from Civil War?
Probably not.
No.
Because
That's what I was saying earlier about
yeah.
like these kind of plots or characters get brought up
So,
and then nothing is
kind of
done
like
with
the
them.
leader.
So
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
so after Thanos, do they just go straight to Galactus, or do they just like, keep things like a little more centralized?
Well, I would
do stuff
basically
like Magneto?
like to see them fight Doctor Doom first. Like he forms like a group of villains together, and then they go with Galactus.
Okay.
You're not getting the Brotherhood of Evil or whatever.
Brotherhood of Evil. That's
They
Well,
would
yeah,
that's
I know.
X-Men.
In today's
No,
mean the
that's
Master-
Teen Titans. Oh,
Oh.
Masters. You're not getting Masters of Evil, dude.
Yeah.
You're never getting Masters of Evil.
because how would that sound? Because how would that sound in a
Commenters,
big
if we get Masters of Evil, go and comment in the comments. Brian, you're a dongle deuce.
I will eat my words if it happens. With lots of ketchup.
But think about it. Think about it for a second. Masters of Evil. How is that going to fly in a modern age superhero movie?
You make them Republicans.
That was so we weren't gonna get political. Anyways,
Well, I'm just making the jokes. I'm not getting into the politics. I'm just making jokes.
I don't trust Republicans. I don't trust Democrats. I
Anyways.
just no. I don't trust politicians.
Anyways.
My favorite.
So the Skrulls should all be voiced by
Charlie Adler.
by Charlie Adler.
Well, the Skrulls are going to be in Captain Marvel.
Yes, and they'll
Yep.
all be voiced by him, and he'll be like, I have no son. Wait, Mark, don't you do it pretty good?
I have no son.
Thank you, Mark.
Can you do the?
Thank you.
Can you do the red guy?
Hi, I'm the red guy.
Now Nathan, do Waspinator again.
No. Why does that universe hate Waspinator?
That one every time. You guys don't understand? That's half the reason why I keep him around. No, that's not. It's just really like him doing.
Yes, it is. If his voice goes, we're throwing him in the trash.
We'll get the other Nathan.
Wait, what about Jersey, the aspiring voice actor? What can you do?
Everyone can do that one. Shut up. Okay, so Mark, what else are we gonna talk about?
Let's see. So, I'm also kind of worried about the Spider-Man sequels because we're probably not gonna get villains that were already used, like Green Goblin and Doc Ock. Like,
There's already a Venom movie.
yeah.
But they did announce Mysterio, and
Yeah, I mean, that is cool that we're going to see
I like. He's
Mysterio.
one of
and,
my
I
favorites.
would love to see Mysterio on the big screen.
He's coming.
He's coming. He's gonna be the main villain in the next one.
Oh my god, yes. Because I would love to see how he's going to use all that illusionary shit.
yeah.
I don't like the idea of Spider-Man going to Europe though, because it's like nothing good Spider-Man related ever comes of him going to Europe.
I don't know. With how you feel about Homecoming, I don't think you'll like this one too, even if we all do.
Well, I'm just partially making a joke because some of the worst Spider-Man comics have involved him going to Europe.
All right.
So, anyways,
The most prominent one would be Just One More Day.
No, Sins Past, which I don't even want to get into that, and the ending of the Clone Saga.
Okay, so you're saying, Mark?
I feel like with the if they ever do Galactus, and depending on like who's still in it or not, or like what if like even though certain actors' contracts are up, what if they came back for like just one hurrah?
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be kind of nice, but I don't know. Chris Evans. I think Chris Evans is done.
Yeah, but I think Robert Downey Jr. said that he's still got like at least one more Iron Man left in him.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah, I guess. But
I really wish that like Avengers 4 wasn't the last of Mark Ruffalo's contract because I really wanted to see him to see the Hulk fight
Well,
the
they
Thing.
could always redo contracts, and they could always write them back up.
Yeah, true. Or like get another actor to come back. I don't know, but like I would love to see Hulk versus the Thing, or Hulk versus Juggernaut.
But won't you be so happy once he passes the mantle and we get the MCU Amadeus Cho?
Fuck no.
how about this? You know how everything is going to shit after Thanos snapped his finger, right?
Yeah.
How about Bruce gets a call from a relative that his cousin got in an accident and is now terminal, and they need his blood type to save her. That way, we can get She-Hulk.
I know. I'd love to see She-Hulk.
That would be interesting.
I wouldn't, mostly because I know that they wouldn't have her break the fourth wall constantly.
Yeah, in the comics, she broke the fourth wall a few times.
Well, they weren't quite sure what they wanted to do with her at the time, so the
I'm
writer
pretty
kind of
sure-
just made her a humor character.
I'm pretty sure they have an idea of what to do with She-Hulk now.
Yeah. But, like, if I remember, both She-Hulk and Spider-Woman came about purely because another company was questioned Marvel about, like, hey, we want to do a female Spider. You don't own the IP rights to that. Marvel's like, no, yeah, like, I mean, of course we own the IP rights. Quick, somebody make a Spider-Woman now.
I thought that was with She-Hulk, not...
No, it was with She-Hulk and Spider-Woman.
Oh.
Like, both of those characters came about because some cartoon company wanted to
You
make
should have
like,
seen.
their own.
You guys should have seen Mark's eyes lit up when I was explaining the scenario.
Like, those two characters came about because some cartoon company wanted to make their own, like, female, like, Hulk and Spider-Man. They went to Marvel and like, hey, this wouldn't be infringing on your IP rights.
I know
Like, yeah, we totally have the rights to those characters. Somebody make those characters now.
I don't know about me. I know this is never going to happen, but what is the likelihood of seeing Moon Knight?
I'd say he's better off in a Netflix series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see a Netflix
Wait,
series.
is Moon Knight the guy who, like, just basically replicates what everyone does?
No, he doesn't replicate.
No, that's Taskmaster.
Oh, yeah,
No.
Taskmaster. Oh, can we get Taskmaster?
Oh, that'd be cool.
I want to see one where he goes and watches Galactus eat a planet, and then he just gets a fork and he just starts stabbing the Earth.
It doesn't really work that way.
It works.
But Speaking
And they
of
get
the,
Sportsmaster too.
speaking of the Netflix shows, I would like to see like the Netflix characters get into some of the movies, like like Daredevil, Punisher, Luke Cage, and all them. But I don't really know if that's gonna happen because some people say, "Oh, that's like a universe in and on itself," even though it is tied in with the MCU. But I also want to see like a Netflix show with the darker heroes like Moon Knight, Punisher, Blade, and Ghost Rider.
I don't think those heroes are ever going to be in the movies because Marvel seems to have done everything they can to kind of keep them in their own little pocket universe.
Thanks a lot, Nicolas Cage. You ruined Ghost Rider. Don't get me wrong. I loved the first movie. I liked the first movie. It's just I can tell when you're being hokey.
I'm not gonna lie. When I watched the first movie, I actually thought always heard it was like awful, and then like I'm seeing it, and I'm like, there's a skeleton horse on fire racing alongside a skeleton motorcycle. This movie's great.
That is the best scene in the
That
movie.
is the best scene. That is the best scene.
I was like, how do people say this movie's bad?
I also liked how the fight scenes in that movie were very, very brief. Like, Ghost Rider doesn't take shit. No. Dead.
Yeah, it's just great. I'm like, man, that just chalks it up to at least a 6 out of 10. How do you... It's so cool. Anything else you got, Mark?
Let's see. So we talked about future theories, ideas. I don't think I got anything else. Anybody else?
How are they going to do Galactus? Are they going to do the same thing that they did with Ego?
No, they're going to get a guy in a purple suit, put him in a green screen, and they're going to put like a little foam planet in front of him. And
so it's going to be played by Andy...
Andy Serkis?
Yeah, Andy Serkis.
No, Andy
No.
Serkis is dead, remember?
He's not dead.
He got killed in Black Panther.
No, plus Andy
you're talking about
Serkis...
his character.
Andy Serkis uses like little green balls. No, I want just a guy in a purple suit. Just want a guy
No,
in...
like they should make Galactus CGI, but they should get James Earl Jones to do the voice.
And I'll play Galactus.
Either James Earl Jones or Keith David.
Ooh. Or how about Kevin Michael Richardson?
Or Kevin Michael Richardson.
Can we dig up and reanimate Orson Welles?
Well, he did play Unicron, who's
That's my
basically
point.
the Transformers.
That's the
Galactus.
point.
Das die Joke.
And I would actually like to see Red Hulk.
Me too. Me too.
So yeah, that was a good movie.
It was pretty sweet.
It was pretty. You know what? It was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
and
it was pretty
did we
sweet.
actually all see it together? I don't remember. I'm old.
Yeah, we all saw
Yeah,
it
we
together.
did.
Yeah, we did.
Sans Nathan, who can't be with us.
Yeah.
The other.
And yeah. But yeah, it was a good time, good movie. If you haven't seen it, I don't know why you haven't seen it yet. I don't know.
If you haven't seen it, why did you listen to this podcast? We spoiled everything now.
Exactly.
So that now they don't have to pay $12.
No, okay.
Or
no.
you can just go watch ProZD. He uploaded the entire thing in full HD, and it's like 2 minutes
I'm just gonna tell
long.
you people, just hey, viewers out there, go get Movie Pass. It's $10 a month. You get to watch as many movies as you want. It's real good. It's real good.
Now, when I say the entire movie, I mean like a minute and a half.
It's real good, guys. It's real good.
It's funny. It's
All
funny.
right. So should we just close off the show, Mark?
Wait, Mark, what's going on with your hand?
What?
Oh,
What? Mark?
No,
What's
Mark, I
happening?
can't leave. I don't want Anthony to take over my show. I don't want it to be no boop, boop, boop.
Beep boop patu patu.
Good Lord, Anthony, what's happening to you?
Oh no!
Good, my show's back on.
Ah fuck!
Now I'm in charge.
It's like,
what are you talking
Right.
about? No, what are you talking about? I think I should be the one in. No!
Who am I gonna talk kaiju with now?
Oh, good. Brian? Brian, what's happening to you? What?
Mr. Andrew, I don't feel so good.
No, don't leave me. Oh, God. No, they're gone. Wait a minute. That means I'm in charge of the podcast. Yes. Now, there's actually a play coming around. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I really hope... Oh, it's over.
Now hearing this message, that means something's gone terribly wrong. And also, someone decided to let me edit audio, which is honestly their fault. Because I just wanted to go and say that if you wait after the credits, and after like the little thing that like says that hey, get out of the movie, if you wait after all of that and then like hide like under the seats after the wait staff, after like the theater staff goes and cleans the room, and you just wait just a little longer and you munch on some like old popcorn that makes you really tired and sleepy, then you'll go and see a scene where Vision actually goes and takes the body of the Green Goblin over to this mansion, and James Franco was there, and he's all like, "What did you do?" And then Vision flies off, and then like James Franco tries to kill him, but he misses because he's a fucking guy. He does that, and so like the Green Goblin's just dead, and so James Franco gets all sad and then looks in a mirror, and then he sees the Green Goblin. And the Green Goblin's all like, "Son, you must kill the Avengers." And then James Franco's like, but I don't have any superpowers, and also I'm just James Franco. This isn't even the right movie. This isn't even anything. This is just a dumb joke that Anthony just put in at the end of the thing, because Mark was stupid enough to trust him not to go and put in anything like this, but I'm gonna put in something like this anyways, and he probably won't even realize until it's way too late. Anyways, and then like Green Goblin's like, shut up, you must go and avenge me. And he's like, but I'm not an avenger. He's like, no, I want you to avenge my life because they killed me, James Franco. And James Franco says, I don't really understand. He's like, avenge me! And then he's just like, and he throws like something at the mirror, and then he finds it. He finds the ultra secret, super ultimate thing that will change everything, which is